episode where we'll dive into the blood clot even further and we'll get to see some training montage. Yeah. Oh.
2, 1, go.
All right. What is happening, everybody? So, where we left off last episode, I have a bucket handle tear. My knee is frozen in 90 degrees. I need an urgent surgery right away. But I also have a blood clot in my leg. Dr. D was great. He said, we need, hospital or doctor right away. I need to get scanned. And even though you need a scan for these things, he knows he's had one before and he knows a pulmonary embolism. And he's had one before and he doesn't want that to happen to me. So he actually called a doctor friend right away because personally, I never go to doctors. I let him know that. I never get sick. I take care of myself. So I haven't been to a doctor since I was a child. And so he recommends somebody really cool and he thinks I'll vibe with. So he calls him right away. He sends me over to the practice. It's actually urgent care as well. And he was going to try to give me blood thinners right there, but really legally he's not really allowed to until I get scanned. So we kind of get in a rush right away and he sends me off now to the urgent care. So it kind of is what it is. I try to tell my mom at this point who's driving me around just, hey, we need to get this scan, not to tell too much because I don't want to worry her. So we rush over to the doctor's office and, at this point I've had a lot of serious stuff laid on me. And all I can think though, which at this moment is how thankful and grateful I am to have such amazing people taking care of me. Someone to drive me to all of this, an amazing surgeon that found this, and to have this chance at life, because I either had the choice to stay positive or to start going down, a dark path, which would help nobody, especially when I got stuff to handle. My life I need to handle right now. As well as on the car ride, I had another one of those feelings. This is another one of those instances I was talking about earlier where it literally felt like, I could die at that moment. And which is why I took the camera out. But this is my first time saying it, is I didn't want to tell anybody that at the time, because what was that going to do if not just cause more stress when things had to be handled? So I went right away to the doctor. I went in and, before going in, I was just asking the universe, life, God, just thank you so much and to help me out in this instance. And because, potentially now I'm going to have to be put on blood thinner medication that is very, very expensive, very, very serious, and has a lot of side effects. And, I don't have health insurance. I'm paying for this all out of pocket. And I'm already paying for this very serious knee surgery now from a specialist who's at, the top as well. So I go into this going, man, something, please. And as I go into the urgent care, I was actually surprised because the nurse finds that, I knew too from when I researched the blood clot, is you start feeling some serious effects as you break a fever. And I had already broken a fever. In just a couple hours, I had gone from, a normal temperature to 103 degrees. And I was definitely starting to get weaker, harder to breathe all the time now. And, I was just trying to hold it together. And, I sat there for a while as the nurse went out waiting for the doctor. Because now after finding out about that and just from what I had researched, things started getting scary. And just as, I'm getting that thought, I remind myself, hey, you'll get through this. This isn't the time when you're ending. The coal train's going to keep on rolling. The door opens and Dr. Miguel walks in. And I say Miguel because I actually know him. So as Miguel walks in, we say hello, long time no see, and catch up. Like seriously, at this point, for something like that to happen, he gets straight to the point as well, and he's like, yeah, so Dominguez talked to me directly, who's my surgeon, and he laid it down like, this is serious, let me check it out. And I'm hoping just to stay positive on all this. Okay, he'll probably say something better, he's gonna look at it and better outlook. It's just something else, it could be anything else. Went, all right, well, let's just get down to business. Is we need to get you, I want to give you these blood thinners right away, but we have to scan you, because looking at all this stuff now, it's pretty serious, you could die at any moment. I go, okay, that's great. So he actually was gonna give me the medication there, but I hadn't been scanned yet. Through all that rustle and bustle, he had actually thought my surgeon had sent me, but I hadn't. So I got sent to an ultrasound right away, and went into the ultrasound, had a great tech, and my mission was to stay as positive and happy as I could during it. So cracked a lot of jokes, hung out with the ultrasound tech, and right before they closed and they were able to do it, and she let me know, if you have to stay afterwards, it's not good news, but if I tell you you can go right after, it's good news. Unfortunately, I had to stay, and she let me know that they were gonna give me my results after waiting to the doctor, and go there right away. Now, there are some other things that were said as well, but long story short is, at the end of it, we came out with, I have a DVT in 3 veins, which is deep vein thrombosis, basically a blood clot. I had an embolism, which is when a blood clot breaks through, but because I'm not dead at the moment, it didn't become a pulmonary one or the serious ones. And those instances where I felt like I was gonna die before could have been from stress, or could have been from my heart actually taking in that clot, the embolism that went through, and digesting it, or that I have a partial blockage somewhere else. Also, the best way to get rid of said DVT and embolism is to be put on blood thinners right away. Now, luckily, Miguel had samples for me right there, which I was super stoked on. But then I asked, what about the surgery? And he says, that's gonna have to be put off. And I said, till when? And that's where the sticky situation comes in, because now I have this clot, but the best way to get rid of a clot, especially in your deep veins, is walking. But I can't walk, and I can't really pump any blood flow from my legs with any exercise greatly at this point. So what am I gonna do? And that's kind of the balance we're making, is one, I have this DVT that is, we don't want to break off and kill me, and that I need to be put on blood thinners right away to kind of control it and to start getting rid of it. But at the same time, I have this urgent surgery in the meniscus, which really at this point, just back of my mind, I'm worried more about the clot, is and not worried about saving the meniscus at all at this point now. I've totally come to terms with that, is that I need to get the surgery though, so I'm back on my feet again, so I can start breaking up this DVT, this clot. And it will get worse the more bed rest I have, even though I do need bed rest. So there's a lot of things going on right there. So I basically ended, I went, okay, say thank you to Miguel so much for his help, for staying in later than he usually does. He cooked me up so well too, because I then found out blood thinner medication that I was going to be put on for at least 3 months would cost about over $2,000. But he literally supplied me with free samples for the entire time, and I was like, thank you. That's something. Thank you for helping. And it just goes to show you guys, karma, what goes around comes around. Just being nice and friendly to someone and being open to listening to them and conversing and becoming friends would, lead to that moment. And, I didn't pre-plan that at all, I was just being myself, and it helped out quite a bit. So let's be real, guys. Honestly, I went home. I had a lot of information, and I knew right away I'm not going to say all this to everyone. And I decided right away, and which is why this entire time, because there has been a lot more that we'll find out later on, but that I was going to focus 100% on healing for how serious this was. I was going to distance myself everything from, internet, everything, and really gaming. I mostly just did whatever training I could and taking good content during that time, because to stay in a positive mindset was so important. I had so many very serious negative things, hitting me, one after another, that I needed to stay in a good mindset, because I knew I was going to get through it, and I was going to heal, and I was going to do what had to be done. And I made that decision to, I'm just the type of person that, I had to find a reason for all of it. And my reason was that right there was I was gifted this challenge. And like I always say, I truly believe that we're gifted these challenges to bear. And, 2020 is already going on, pandemic, all that stress, isolation. It's been kind of really, pretty tough year already, tough breakup, a lot of things. And, the saving grace, was pushing through and getting a lot of goals, like being in the best shape of my life. But now I might lose all that progress, and I had to come to terms with all that. And I did, and I'm proud of myself to say that I did it with honest, humble, and loving heart. And that's all I could do. And I'm not saying it to, say, oh, me, I did such a good job. It's really just to say is I did it because I was proud of the effort that I put in. And I'm happy because this whole time I'm happy I didn't take that pain medication, because let's come back to it. I needed to be sharp at this point. I just got so much information, and I had to plan the next 6 months. And what I decided at that time is I'm not going to die. 1, 2, I'm not going to let this define me. And 3, this is going to be a defining moment. And that no matter anything that happens through it, I'm going to smile through it. All right, enough of that. So that night I took Eliquis for the first time and found out right away that some of the side effects of Eliquis, specifically for me, is you get instant fatigue, and I passed out and finally got to sleep for the first time in a long time, a good sleep, able to prop my leg up. I think just being tired out from all the events finally let me sleep. And also the Eliquis definitely helped, and it actually helped right away. My foot started going down right away. The calf pain went away. The fever went away, that serious, the tightness on my chest, the extreme weakness all the time. It started going right away. And, I did as any grown man would do the next day after hearing lots of serious things in his life. I played with my new toys.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I got a wheelchair and I was super stoked about it. It was a hot rod, and that thing, little did I know then and really understand, would kind of be my home for the next 2.5 months. And really, I want to say this again, is the reason for this series and what I try to exemplify through this is no matter what you're going through right now in dark times, this crazy 2020 we had, that you're not the only one and you're not alone, and that there's other people here for you, and I am as well. So if any of you guys need that, reach out. I'm here, and that you got this. We all got this. Let's get it. New year, new life. Also, I will be returning to streaming again, so if you guys really want to stay connected and up to date on everything, make sure to follow the Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. It is all SS Coltrane except for the Twitter, which is Coltrane SS. I'll throw the links in the description so you guys can get connected. And by the way, there's also the Discord. If you guys want to join that too, you can join our community, the SS Entourage, and that is the best way to stay connected.